Hey y'all, welcome back to Mama Loves Manga. So as you can see, there's no wine in my glass currently because I drank it. What I had been drinking was this brand, I don't know how to say this brand, Rheinhessen. It's a Riesling, however you pronounce it. It's a white wine. It is okay. It's like, I would say medium light body. The flavor is not very bold. It's quite light, you know. And then I would say medium sweetness. It's fine. The reason I buy this brand is for the bottles. I think they are adorable. This is my fourth one. Look how cute. It's a cat. And I like cats. I like them much more than dogs because at least cats don't bark. And y'all can't hear my cats right now through the microphone like you can probably hear this dog. So overall, I give this wine 3 out of 5 eggplant emojis. It's not bad. I have purchased it several times and I do drink it. It's drinkable, but because I don't have any more, I had to go scrounging in my fridge and I happened to find a bag from a box wine with a little bit left. So here we go. Now this wine is also white. I want to say is just simply titled Crisp White. I don't have the box with me. I do know that it is by the brand Zariya. They are cheap. And you get quite a bit. It takes me a while to get through a box of wine. Like, I would say I maybe buy a box of wine once a month. I like box wine. Don't come for me in the comments because until you've tried box wine, you can't say nothing. Kampai. I like this one better than the Riesling. I would give this 4 out of 5 eggplant emojis. Alright, so let's get into today's thirst trap. I will be talking about Liquor and Cigarettes by Ranmaru, Zariya. Y'all. Liquor and Cigarettes is about a young man named Theo who identifies as straight, and his childhood best friend named Camilo, who is, surprise, bisexual. He's had girlfriends, he's had boyfriends, he's just had the people, okay? I'm usually not a fan of the gay guy in love with a straight guy trope. Not necessarily because it's not realistic, because it's very realistic, this happens in real life, but because of how that trope is usually handled. A lot of the time, the gay guy is usually portrayed as borderline, if not full-on predatory. This doesn't happen in all BLs. It's just not the best dynamic, not my favorite. You know, I'm not judging if that's your thing. It's just not my thing, okay? So in the beginning of this, I was a little bit like, oh, dang. It's one of those tropes. But what I loved so much was how it was done. It was done in a way where I fully believe that Theo was a person unsure of his sexuality, and he's learning, and he's learning this through his friend. Everything felt so organic and consensual, and their dynamic, I loved it so much. Camilo is a very kind, romantic, sensual, hot person Okay, very fluid, very proud, very unapologetic about who he is. Can you tell that I am enamored? I am thirsty for Camilo. Oh my God. He is fine. Okay, and I'll show y'all in a second. Don't worry, I will show y'all in a second. This man is so fine. He is probably the best looking man in a BL, any romance that I have read. This man is the best looking I've seen. Holy crap. Look at him. Look at his hair. Look at his body. Theo, on the other hand, is quite adorable, kind of silly. You know, he has that more easily embarrassed personality. He's the adorable protagonist, and he's definitely questioning his sexuality. And he's not, and his inner monologues are so wonderful to read because he's very in tune with how he feels. Yes, he's not completely sure, but he is able to recognize when he is not comfortable, what he is uncomfortable with. He was very proactive in learning things. Like he realized he was curious, so he went looking up, you know, certain things like gay porn, and he was proactive. He took initiative to learn about these things, and you know, to see, like, am I gay? Is it just because it's him specifically, or do I like men in general? Like, oh, all of his inner monologues were chef's kiss. Every decision that he made sense. And I felt like he was in a safe environment with Camilo because Camilo is just so in love with Theo and very honest about it, but also not pushy. He's very respectful. But he's like, hey, you know, like, if there's hope, if there's a possibility that you might want me, like, I'm also going to take all the chances that you give me. I'm going to take the opportunities. And so this is where we get to the part that some people may not like, but I do like. Okay, you're going to learn more about my kinks. One of the plot points in this story is that Theo owns a liquor store, but he's a lightweight. He can't really hold his liquor. And there is this festival, this yearly wine festival or grape festival, whatever, where, you know, the town gathers together and there's this huge wine tasting. And he's always avoided joining in, but then he ends up getting goaded into signing up for this, what did I just call it, wine tasting. He ends up working with Camilo to practice drinking. Camilo's like, I will drink with you and we will help build your tolerance. This is also at the time when they're sort of like trying a relationship, and they have this agreement where if he doesn't meet his drinking goal, his punishment is a kiss. Theo does agree. Now he agrees partially because he thinks that he is going to be able to do it, and partially because he knows he's not going to be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what he's doing. Okay, Camilo is also very much like, we will not go any further than what you give me the okay to. And he's very like aware and very communicative. Oh my gosh, the communication is so sexy. Let me just show you a couple of the scenes because y'all, I mean, whew, yes, so good. I'm gonna stop showing y'all because I want y'all, I'm dead serious. I want y'all to get this one. These side characters in this story are also quite interesting. They are fun. They are accepting. I really would like to read more of Ranmaru Zariya's works. I believe she wrote Coyote, and that has been on my list for a little bit. I need to get it because I really enjoyed this. This was such a great introduction into her works. This was so wonderful. Just the themes of like self-acceptance, but also just it being okay to not know, to not be sure. The care and consideration that Camilo had for Theo was so refreshing to see. I adored the fact that he sat down and considered that, you know, hey, if, you know, as much as I want to be with Theo, if he chooses to be with me, he's going to have to deal with a lot of the things that you have to deal with when you're a gay man. And I don't know if he's ready and if he wants that, and I'd rather him be happy. Like, it's just the way that he cared for Theo was so wonderful. And the way that Theo also took Camilo into consideration. He was open with him and let him know when he was uncomfortable and when he felt like he was being unfair, and all of these things. Was just their relationship so good. The friends, so good. The town seemed so lively and interesting. Now, this is a one-shot, and sometimes one-shots can be a little bit unfulfilling. This, I felt extremely fulfilled. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Sorry that I keep doing this. It all wraps up nicely. It does end in a way where I would be totally fine if she wants to write about these characters more. If she wants to write a spin-off featuring some of the other characters, that would be awesome too, like in the same world or in the same area, in the same setting. That's what I'm trying to say. I would be so down for that because I really liked the feel of this. It felt very much like you're walking through a city in Latin America. And just like, I thought about like when we went to Belize, and just it had that similar feel of just like kind of laid back. You know, there's I don't even know how to explain it. It had a feel that I really liked. Very warm and open and friendly, and beautiful setting, beautiful art, wonderful characters, great dynamic. I would put this very high up on my list of favorite BL stories. I highly recommend this. And that's really all I have to say. I'm getting annoyed because our neighbor's dog keeps barking. It's ruining my tipsiness, it's ruining my buzz. I'm just like, what the heck? I'm just trying to be thirsty in peace. Y'all won't let me be thirsty in peace. All my wine is gone. I don't have any more. I'm just sad. It's time for me to go. So on that note, sit down and read your manga. Bye.